From the Florida Everglades to the headquarters of the racing series, the Right Lane Cup Series returns for the 15th and final time this season here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where the 41 drivers will take on 100 laps around this mile-and-a-half cookie cutter, as they call it, racetrack. But more importantly, we have very important business. We have a champion to crown. 7 drivers have thrown their hat into the ring, and they will be able to fight for this championship. Vince Freeze is your points leader. He has to finish at least several spots ahead of second place in points. He has to beat Jeffrey Finn Guy. Here's Finn Guy here. He's 19 points behind Freeze, starting in the same row. Very interesting to see how these two will handle each other. Finn Guy has to be at least 5 spots ahead of Vince Freeze at the best. Asher Evelyn is 47 points behind. Evelyn needs to beat Jeffrey Finn Guy and Vince Freeze greatly if Evelyn wants a shot at the championship. Then behind Evelyn is Nick Breeding, 53 points back. Breeding needs pretty much a miracle, along with everybody behind him, to win this championship, though he could finish in the top 3 and freeze DNF to get the title. Christian Vargas, 55 points back. Same boat as Breeding, only a couple positions worse. He has to beat Finn Guy, Evelyn, and Nick Breeding and have Vince Freeze DNF. Alexander Phoenix, 63 points back, almost in a must-win miracle situation. Needs to lead the most laps, finish second, and then can beat Vince Freeze if he DNFs. Griffin Label McDermott is the last car, same boat as Alexander Phoenix. Pretty much needs a miracle to happen here at Charlotte, but we have seen crazier things this season, so maybe. Go ahead and get your qualifying results. Jesse Turner in Lake Effect Motorsports was the 94 Air Force Ford on Paul Rhodes Gray. Continues to show that 30 car has a lot of qualifying. So, had an absolutely great run last week, absolutely ruined late in the race. Lane Sanders, Ryan Griffin around row 2. Your highest starter championship contender is Asher Evelyn in row 3. Christian Vargas is row 6. Then it's Alexander Phoenix in row 9. Then you have Jeffrey Finn Guy and Vince Freeze row 10. And Nick Breeding and Griffin Lapel McDermott in row 11. To the rear of the field, we have several cars failed tech. That includes Taylor Frey in the 15, Dunlap Pratt in the number 41, and Nicky Martinez in the number 42. The fans are ready to go. The drivers are ready and raring to get these 100 laps over with. Let's go ahead and go trackside and get your command to start the race, and we'll get your command to fire engines.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
And for Jesse Turner, it is a bittersweet pole at the end of the season. Turner has had several good runs to start throughout this season. He just hasn't been able to put them together. Of course, Rhodes Gray has proven to be a very good qualifier this season. But of course, our focus will remain throughout the race on the championship contenders. There's your 3rd place in points, Asher Evelyn. Back here, there's Christian Vargas. He's a contender. But back in mid-pack, Alexander Phoenix, Jeffrey Finn Guy, Vince Freeze, those are your top 2 in points. Nick Breeding, Griffin Lapel McDermott, all trying to make their way forward and win themselves a championship. The first Right Lane Cup Series championship. The pace car is off. Restart zone, they drive into. The green flag is out. The finale for the Right Lane Cup Series Season 1 is underway. Turner brings us to the green. Pulling onto the back straightaway for the first time, Jesse Turner pulls out in front. Rhodes Gray is now under attack from Lane Sanders, going for the 2nd spot. Behind them, Julio Caesar moving into the 4th spot. Peter Onjak beginning to slip back. He might get put 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. But Jesse Turner will lead the first lap. Rhodes Gray and Lane Sanders continue to fight side by side. 3 wide for second going into turn number 1. Julio Caesar looks, dives, ducks, and dips. Sanders has to move up the track. Gray on the outside line. Sanders slips back to 4th. And now it looks as if Rhodes Gray might lose the 2nd spot. Julio Caesar is on the move up to 2nd place. Sanders and Gray continue to fight side by side. Onjak has recovered back to the 5th position. Meanwhile, behind them, Asher Evelyn is your first driver in the championship, running 8th right now. Evelyn had a good qualifying position. Evelyn is in the least worry in terms of championship contenders that aren't the top 2. Evelyn needs to finish up here, needs to win the race. It needs Freeze and Finguy to have terrible, no good, very bad days. Evelyn running right now into the top 10. But look at this. Oh no, Andrew Gutierrez had problems coming through turns 3 and 4. Keeps it on going. Looks like Gutierrez caught the apron a little bit. That's gonna lose a lot of ground for a lot of guys as they have to check up. Here's Samuel England. He was in the championship. There's Vince Freeze. Freeze is up to 18th now, fighting to get 17th from the number 36. That's Henry Thomas. Right now, though, we're looking at his championship rivals. There's Jeffrey Finguy, 2nd in points. He needs to get around the number 9. Needs to get up as many places as he can. Finguy is 19 points back coming into this race. He was 19 points coming back. As of right now, he is 23. Make that 25. 27 points now as Freeze passes some cars and Finguy begins getting passed by several more. Nick Breeding is in a must-win situation. Alexander Phoenix. We saw Phoenix further up ahead. Alexander Phoenix is in a must-win situation. Christian Vargas is in a must-win situation. Most everybody is in a must-win situation except for Jeffrey Finguy. If he is going to beat Vince Freeze, he needs to start making moves. But this outside line, this 92 is not liking that outside line. Meanwhile, Freeze is up into the top 15. He passed Henry Thomas. He's on the Love's Dodge. That is Ryan Reed. Up front, though, we have a fight for the lead, it looks like. As we had a pass for the lead, that is Julio Caesar. Caesar trying to end this season for Little Falls Motorsports on a high note. Number 75 passes Jesse Turner. Turner relinquished the lead. That was our first pass for the lead on lap number 6. Meanwhile, though, Turner trying to run back on the outside. Sanders holds 3rd. James Ellison has moved up into the top 5. How about this? James Ellison trying to get himself a good run to end the season. Ellison has a win. He won Darlington earlier this season. And trying everything he can do to get up here. He ran the outside, ran a little middle line there. Rhodes Gray, your outside pole sitter, has slipped back to 5th. Peter Onjacki is 6th. There's your first championship contender now. That's Christian Vargas. He is in 7th place. He went around Ryan Griffin. Griffin is 3 wide. Charles Sanford is currently holding down the 8th position. Sanford doing a good job trying to end this season on a strong note. The season has been mostly a disappointment for the number 20 team, but they announced that Sanford will be coming back next season. Up front, though, Lane Sanders got double-teamed by the Crossroads racing cars. Ellison through to 3rd, Rhodes Gray through the 4th. Sanders trying to run an outside line. The Domino's Pontiac on Jack slides up, but Sanders will hold down 5th with a run on the outside. Meanwhile, Andrew Gutierrez has moved into the top 10. Ryan Griffin is continuing to slip back. That team is complaining about perhaps a tire issue. Another one. Ryan Griffin has been running a lot of low-pressure tires this season, the team told me, and they're hoping that maybe this team can turn it around. They're trying to run good. They're currently in the 10th position. But look who is here. Asher Evelyn is getting attacked by your points leader, Vince Freeze. That is absolutely not what Evelyn wanted. Though we are only 1/10 of a way through the race, Vince Freeze looks to the inside, trying to pass the 99. Going into 1, it looks like he will take it. Evelyn continues to slip back. Evelyn had a good starting position, started inside the top 10. But Evelyn's complaining that the car is way too tight. Way too tight on the number 99. Trying to keep that car glued to the yellow line. That's just going to make it a whole lot slower. Meanwhile, Ryan Reed is slipped into the clutches of Nick Breeding. Breeding started back with Freeze, Finguy, and all those cars. Right now, the number 54, the Bass Pro Shops, Tracker, Boats, Toyota Camry, trying to get up here, contend. He is also in a must-win situation, but he is one of the better must-win situation contenders. He needs to win, at least get up to the top 3, pretty much, and have Vince Freeze finish near the back. Meanwhile, though, Daniel Voles holding down the top 20. How about for them? Wyatt O'Quinn, the rookie, making his second career start, is in the top 20. Jeffrey Finguy is in 21st. He's back to where he started and already trying to do his best, trying to get around Henry Thomas. And meanwhile, back up front, we have a big stack up. Look here. Sanders and Onjak have become a roadblock. Look at this ballsy move by Gutierrez. Onjak's had a problem out of the corner. Gutierrez made up a whole bunch of spots, was 8th starting this lap, now up to the 5th position. Onjak is holding up this bottom line, and it has stacked everybody up there. Look at this. Samuel England to the outside. Freeze is in the middle. Some risky racing for the championship leader. Breeding is here. So is Asher Evelyn trying to push Luke Evans on through. Man, Freeze leaned on England through the corner. Almost had to move around. Luke Evans in the Mobile 1 Ford had to move to avoid the number 9. Sanford looks to the inside. Onjak blocks. Meanwhile, up front, it is a fight for the win. Another pass for the lead. Look at that. Jesse Turner has passed. He's gotten back to the lead on, and now we have Julio Caesar. Caesar moves right to the inside. Looks like he might take the lead back. That'll be our 3rd lead change of the day. He'll take it there. Caesar will leads at the line, but it is a dead heap. And all this is allowing is James Ellison in the Indiana Dimensions Chevrolet to run down these 2 leaders. And how about it for James Ellison trying to end the season on 2 wins? Meanwhile, though, Turner slipped up in turn number 2. He is now trying to do everything he can do to get right back up to the 75. Rhodes Gray back here to 4th. Christian Vargas is doing an outstanding job making himself known, though he's got to defend Angel Gutierrez. He's got to defend his top 5 position. Vargas slips top. Gutierrez goes by. Angel Gutierrez, that Dunkin' Donuts Ford, but brought one of the brightest schemes in the field. Has been running mid-pack for much of the season and has really needed a good run. But meanwhile, up front, James Ellison has moved up on Jesse Turner. Ellison getting his Chevrolet to the inside. This might be a done deal, but Turner holding strong up top. And you would think that Caesar would take this opportunity to pull away, but the gap is still remaining pretty close, about 0.3 of a second separate the top 3. Gutierrez, though, is on a charge. That number 58 Dunkin' Donuts Ford is moving and grooving, has thrown Rhodes Gray to the wayside, gotten past Christian Vargas, and is now looking to run down James Ellison. Now they're completing lap number 19. Meanwhile, we're going to look back through the field. Look who is in the top 10. It's Vince Freeze. Not what anybody wanted to see. Freeze passing 2 of the pizza cars in the field. That's Lane Sanders. He's just gotten through, trying to get past Ryan Griffin. Nick Breeding is back to 13th. That's his nearest contender right now. Vargas, of course, holding down the 5th position. Asher Evelyn, Asher Evelyn has slipped to 16th. Somebody who has started making progress now is Jeffrey Finguy. He's up to 17th spot. Finguy trying to hold off Wyatt O'Quinn, the young upstart, doing everything he can do. His teammate, Finguy's teammate, Griffin Lapel McDermott, is also in a must-win situation. He is 7th in points, trying to get up here. Finguy is in a squeeze. He got put 3 wide by Ben McDonnell, number 16. Finguy uses it to clear the number 77. That's Wyatt O'Quinn, doing everything he can do. He's still 17th. He's got to run down Asher Evelyn. But meanwhile, Nick Breeding is in a hornet's nest. He's stuck behind Onjak. Onjak is having some handling problems of his own. Breeding is stuck behind him. Samuel England is trying to move forward. Breeding might just put him 3 wide. This looks what he's trying to do. He couldn't do it there. Onjak was using the run out of the corner. He holds on to the 11th position. Freeze has gotten past Sanders and Griffin. Now he's in 8th place. That is not what Vargas wants to see. He wants to try to hold on to his lead, and it is look at this battle up here near the front of the field. Ellison is holding 2nd from Turner. Rhodes Gray is holding on to 4th. A good career day for Crossroads Racing. They had the heartbreak last week. Both Rhodes Gray led the most laps last week, got ruined late in the race by a bad pit stop, and Justin Henley losing to Jeff Bolton in the number 10. But overall, Crossroads Racing's ending the season on a good note, trying to get as many points as they possibly can, but also to know they are around some hungry championship contenders. Freeze has caught the pack. He is trying to make up as many points as he can. He's up to 7th. He's up to 6th, trying to get past Vargas for the top 5. He moves to the inside. What a lap for Vince Freeze. He's to the inside. That number 9 is unstoppable. Freeze is having the mentality of, we need to make it to the front and stay in the front so nobody can beat us on points. That is a good mentality to have. But the problem is, though, someone who is chasing him down, we saw him coming out of turn 2. There's Asher Evelyn. It's Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy has gotten up here with Evelyn. They have run down this pack that has worn their tires. Griffin Lapel McDermott rounds out all your championship contenders. No, he doesn't. There's one we are looking for. We haven't seen at all. There he is. There is Alexander Phoenix. Phoenix with a horrible run right now, running 35th. Phoenix said the car is sluggish. He's been complaining over the radio several times that this car is sluggish and it just does not want to cooperate. We'll continue to monitor Alexander Phoenix's situation. They're hoping for pit stops here soon, maybe around lap 50, around 40 or 50, so that they can get that car loosened up, maybe get some more speed into it. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Finguy holds on to his position. Evelyn has run down Nick Breeding. Breeding has slipped back into the 15th position, trying everything he can do to get up here. Breeding is starting to complain that the tires have started to fall off. He cannot get the car to handle right. But meanwhile, look up front, though. Sanders running near the fence. So is Vince Freeze, your points leader. I'm sure Freeze is going to be careful after last week at Homestead, where he kept hitting the wall over and over again, running next to the fence. Gutierrez moves by. Sanford trying to move around the number 9. Up front, though, we have had another lead change. Sorry we keep missing these lead changes. James Ellison is now your leader. That's the 4th lead change of the day. We let 28 laps in. Caesar has fallen back into the clutches of Jesse Turner. Turner trying to get that mean-looking Air Force Ford around the 75. That's to build submarines. Dodge Charger. We'll see what Turner can do. Vargas, though, is starting to position himself in a good spot. He is 4th. Everything in his power trying to get around. There's Turner going to the inside of Caesar. Caesar throws the block. That's only going to allow Vargas to get back up here. So is Rhodes Gray. So is Andrew Gutierrez. Vince Freeze is 7th. He was able to hold off the challenge from Charles Sanford. Vargas now looking. He's making a bold move to the inside of Jesse Turner. He sailed it off into turn number 3 and got it. Vargas now 3rd. He's the highest championship contender. He might look for 2nd going on to 75 into turn number 1. He's not able to do it. Vargas looks wide. He looks low. He's trying to hold off Jesse Turner. Turner got a run out of the outside line. That allows Rhodes Gray to pull right back up in the Jimmy John Chevrolet. I believe it, that rear bumper, when he says freaky fast, that number 30 has been freaky fast the last couple of races and is hoping to get maybe a win to end this season. James Ellison is your race leader. We'll be right back right after these few messages.
For every turn, a twist. For every start, an untimely finish. For every win, someone who loses it. For every number, a nation. For every celebration, a brawl. For every split second, years of work. For every heaven, a hell. For every good old boy, a good old girl. For every curse, a prayer. For every ounce of order, a jug of chaos. For every twist, there's a turn.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Subscribe to Right Lane Cup.
Should probably go.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance: the oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway. The finale for the Right Lane Cup Series season is underway. We're 38 laps into this race. We're just past a third of the way through. James Ellison has led for a good chunk of this race after a battle between Caesar and Jesse Turner. Ellison leads currently. The championship fight is hot. Christian Vargas is your highest running championship contender. He is in the second position. The top 10 has changed complexion since we went to the commercial break. Julio Cesar fell back to third. Rhodes Gray holds fourth. Angel Gutierrez is fifth. Charles Sanford is sixth. Vince Freese has held on to seventh place, but has passed Jesse Turner, who has slipped back to eighth. J.D. Martin is ninth. He's moved his number 66 Carfax Toyota into the top 10. And Nick Breeding holds the top 10. He is the third championship contender. He is in 10th. We're going to go ahead and check on our championship contenders now. The next one back is Jeffrey Finguy. He has hit a wall, essentially. He cannot get that car to go past anywhere but 18th. Finguy has complained about his car. He just feels sluggish. He cannot get runs out of the corners. The team told him they'll make it a little looser on the next pit stop. We've heard a lot of teams complaining about how tight their cars are, trying to make up moves. There's Finguy going around Ryan Griffin. Asher Eveland holds 20th. The 20th position, trying to get 19th or past Ryan Griffin. Eveland needs to be up front, making passes. Eveland started in 8th, but that car has been tight. The tight car, along with this tire wear, has just not been helping that 99 team. Griffin Lapel McDermott has stalled running up as well. He's running 21st. And, of course, near the rear of the field, there is Alexander Phoenix. Phoenix having an absolutely miserable day. That car is just evil. Evil, as Phoenix described over the radio. It's looking, he might be running last, running 40th right now. Let Landon Thomas pass. Phoenix needs some kind of miracle, needs a caution, needs something, needs anything to get that number 62 adjusted so they can make up moves. But as laps tick by and we stay green, there's running out of time for that number 62 to do anything, really. Meanwhile, we have a fight for the lead, fight for bonus points. Christian Vargas to the inside of James Ellison. Caesar runs top. This is critical for Christian Vargas, as Vargas needs these bonus points, needs as many bonus points as he can get. Mind you, the halfway bonus is still up for grabs. We haven't hit halfway yet. But Caesar held back Vargas. They ran side by side. That allowed Ellison to pull away. Vargas trying everything he can do to get the 00 back up into second place. Caesar may clear him. It looks like he's clear. He's going to clear in the 1, but Vargas sends it right back in there on the 75. That only allows Rhodes Gray and Angel Gutierrez to pull right up on the back bumper to the 00 in the 75. Meanwhile, Nick Breeding has moved to 9th. He has set his sights on that bright red Flex Tools Ford of Vince Freese. He needs to beat him. He needs Freese to have problems. And mind you, with a pit stop still looming, that may very well happen. Freese trying everything he can do, everything he knows to do to maintain the position. He was up as high as the top 5 at one point, but has settled into 7th place, which is good for him because at this point, nobody can beat him in the championship. We talked about the situations for most of the drivers. The best situation right now, I believe, is look at Finguy. We caught this Jeffrey Finguy making a move on Wyatt O'Quinn and Peter Onjak, excuse me. Trying to make 3 wide work going into 1. He's trying to make up 2 spots in 1 corner. That'll put him into the top 15. Look at that. Finguy made a ballsy move. Has now put more spots between him and Asher Eveland. Eveland needs to get up and get into the top 5 and have Vince Freeze finish about 30th-ish place. Eveland 6 at 3 wide. Onjak is starting to sink like a stone. The 5 team have been complaining about a tight condition as well. DJ Curtis looking to the inside, trying to make him copy what Jeffrey Finguy did the previous lap. It looks like Onjak, though, has found speed on that outside line, and he'll hold his position. Finguy, though, 15th place. That's the highest that 92 has been all day. Now with clean racetrack, clean air in front of him, perhaps he can make up some ground before pit stops happen. We expect pit stops maybe around lap 55, lap 60. They'll split it a little bit halfway. But meanwhile, though, things are starting to heat up again. Julio Cesar has passed James Ellison for the lead while we were watching Jeffrey Finguy. Ellison trying to hold on to that spot. That will bring Andrew Gutierrez and Christian Vargas. Vargas has lost 2nd and 3rd positions to the 58 and the 3, respectively. Rhodes Gray holding down the 5th position from Charles Sanford. Vince Freeze trying to get around both of them. He's going to run the outside in the turn. Oh, contact. That is not what you need to do as the championship contender. Freeze rode it in deep on Charles Sanford's quarter panel. Almost wrecked them both. Turner had to check up greatly. He's fallen out of 8th. He might lose 9th here to Nick Breeding. Freeze is going to run the outside, get some momentum. He needs to take a deep breath here, regain his composure, and carry on. Turner gets by him for the 7th spot. Freeze holds down 8th, Breeding to the inside. There is J.D. Martin. Martin tried to go on the inside. Samuel England lunged it in there, and we have some problems, it looks like. No, we don't. Drivers, they thought the caution might have come out. No, it hasn't. Well, it is a caution. We've got trouble. Mac Johnson has stalled the car. He stalled it in turn number 1. That's going to bring out the caution and change the complexion of this race. That is the answer to Alexander Phoenix and all the other tight drivers' prayers. Ellison brings them back to the caution flag. He brings it right around. Pace going to bring the pace car, and we are going to see them pit absolutely. I'm sure they're going to pit this time by. Vargas was able to hold 4th. Vince Freeze, that is what he needs as well. Breeding is 10th. England is 11th. Sanders 12th. Evans is 13th. Derek Hamill's 14th. Finguy. This really helps Jeffrey Finguy as well. They can loosen up that race car and get that car. You maybe gain some spots on pit road, perhaps. We'll see what they'll do. They're going ahead and entering the pit lane. James Ellison first onto the pit lane. There's Mac Johnson, stalled race car. Let's see what is. I'm sure everybody is going to decide to pit here, and it's a no-brainer. Everybody coming down the pit lane. My eye is watching Vince Freeze. He is pitted. Finguy is pitted right in front of him. Breeding is pitted right behind him. Griffin Latham McDermott is a few stalls back. Let's see here. 4 tires is the standard. Ellison had to get out. Oh, contact! Ellison got hit by the 57 coming out of pit lane. That is not what they wanted to see. Ellison led out, but he's got damage. Rhodes Gray got out 2nd place. Sanford 3rd. Angel Gutierrez 4th. Julio Cesar is having a miserable stop. He's 5th. Freeze 6th. Breeding 7th. J.D. Martin 8th. Vargas fell out into 9th. A disastrous pit stop. They had an uncontrolled tire ruin them. Turner's in the top 10. Sanders 11th. Where is Jeffrey Finguy? Finguy about stayed where he was. I believe he gained a couple of spots. That is huge for him. We'll see what Ellison will do. Ellison said it wasn't that bad. They're going to stay on the racetrack. So the caution, we'll continue to monitor that. The caution is out here on lap 52. Let's see what happened to bring out our first caution flag of the day. So coming down the front straightaway, here's Mac Johnson on lap number 48, and that car just gave up. Vargas said the car, or Mac Johnson, sorry, Johnson said the car just gave up altogether. He lost all power in the middle of the straightaway. That sounds like a battery went bad, or maybe a clip came loose. The starter went bad or something, but that number 51 car stalled it on the apron, and the Right Lane Cup Series officials brought out the caution flag. Big save for a lot of the championship contenders. We'll get you your restart here shortly. The Right Lane Cup Series, the finale to race 15 of the season here at Charlotte. We'll be right back right after this.
Sunday is race day. That's why the Domino's 555 deal is perfect. 3 medium pizzas for $5 each. I have a pizza here for Mr. Right Lane.
That's mine. You're right. Mine would be the king of Right Lane.
Really? Mine would be for the Emperor of Right Lane.
Mine would be the Czar of Right Lane.
The Grand Poobah of Right Lane.
General Velissimo of Right Lane.
El Presidente de Right Lane.
King Daddy.
You spend the day going in circles. When you earn the right to do one more, that's fuel for the soul.
For every turn, a twist. For every start, an untimely finish. For every win, someone who loses it. For every number, a nation. For every celebration, a brawl. For every split second, years of work. For every heaven, a hell. For every good old boy, a good old girl. For every curse, a prayer. For every ounce of order, a jug of chaos. For every twist, there's a turn.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Right Lane Cup Series season finale here at Charlotte. We are 54 laps into this race. James Ellison is your leader. We are under caution. We're coming back to green after Mac Johnson stalled. They got a new battery in the number 51, and that car is backing away. Ellison is your leader. Rhodes Gray is second. Charles Sanford third. Andrew Gutierrez is fourth. And Julio Cesar rounds out your top five. But behind him, championship contenders Vince Freeze and Nick Breeding. Christian Vargas is ninth. Jeffrey Finguy, the closest person to Vince Freeze, is back to 15th. The pace car is off. We are back underway. Ellison immediately gets back going. Coming down into turn number one, we saw something behind us. That was a 57 car, just barely made it to grid. Breeding, quick moves. He's past the number 9. Nick Breeding trying to make up as many spots as he can. He's up to 6th, past the number 9. Vargas got shuffled to the outside line because of that whole mess on the restart. Up front, though, Charles Sanford has moved into the lead. Sanford, the first lead change we've had in a good few laps. Sanford now leads. Gutierrez is second. Ellison, with that damage he sustained under pit road with the 57, that's going to hold him up a little bit. Behind them, though, Breeding is up here and some risky racing further back in the pack. Sanders got around Ryan Reed. Luke Evans suffering, and there's Jeffrey Finguy. They said they loosened that car up greatly under that pit stop. We'll see what it can do. He's holding 15th, trying to get up here. Meanwhile, up front, Breeding has lost. He's in the top 5, but he's lost position. He's on the outside of Vince Freeze, a new leader. Again, Angel Gutierrez got around Ellison, got around Sanford. That Dunkin' Donuts Ford during a middle portion of that last run was a rocket ship. Went from outside the top 15 into the top 5. And now looking to lap Mac Johnson again. That'll be Johnson's third lap down. As he gets around, Ellison looks around to get past the 51. Ellison said there was a little bit of a tire rub, a little smoke in the cockpit, but they're not overly concerned. If they get another caution, they will fix that number 3. Meanwhile, though, Vince Freeze has moved into the 5th position. Breeding is under attack from Christian Vargas. Vargas's car has come to life. He got ruined on the restart by the 57. He came over the radio exclaiming, "What in the world was that?" 57 came out of pit road late and did not grid up in time. We expect a warning for that team. But meanwhile, look at that. The 57, that is probably big for Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy is getting held up by the 57. As that damaged car, Finguy to the inside, 3 wide, Wyatt O'Quinn, RJ Bishop. Wyatt O'Quinn has just been a menace to Jeffrey Finguy all day. They've been around each other. And look who has gotten around Finguy. It was Griffin Lapel McDermott trying to bring that number 22 Bet MGM Ford into the top 15. Up front, though, look who's making moves. It's Vince Freeze. He's up to 4th. He's up to 3rd, trying to fight Rhodes Gray for that spot. He is trying to get away from Nick Breeding. He's trying to get away from Christian Vargas. Trying to do everything he can do. They need to make sure Vargas gets under attack from Lane Sanders. Sanders to the inside of him. Vargas trying everything he can do to make up spots. So is Nick Breeding. Up front, Ellison makes moves. J.D. Martin is in the top 5. How about that for that team? After that exciting win, J.D. Martin trying to make a lot of moves, trying to get another win to end the season, but he's 3 wide top. Sanders is in a rocket right now. He's got Ben McDonald on his back bumper, and they have been moving and grooving. They're in the top 10, or about to get in the top 5. That was a lap by Lane Sanders and Ben McDonald. They were 8th and 10th. I believe they'll be 5th and 7th coming across the line, 5th and 8th. But Sanders now to 5th. Ben McDonald is up to 6th. Luke Evans trying to make moves. How about that for the number 43, a team we haven't heard a lot about from Lake Effect Autosport. Meanwhile, Gutierrez has run away with the lead. Mac Johnson, a buffer between him and Charles Sanford. Rhodes Gray and Vince Freeze. Freeze tries to go around Gray again. Gray throws the block. Sanders tries as well. We'll see what going into turn 1. Sanders dives underneath the 9. Freeze went to block. Sanders forced him high. And that's not good for Vince Freeze, as he's going to be stuck in a line of race cars. Sanders by. Ben McDonald might go by. Sanders trying to make a move himself into 3rd. Ben McDonald gets by Vince Freeze. Martin had to check up, but that's probably going to bring him around. Oh, contact! Almost a crash. Rhodes Gray tried to clear himself on Ben McDonald. It did not work. It did work, because now Gray is holding 4th. Ben McDonald slips back. There's J.D. Martin getting around Vince Freeze. Luke Evans is here. Freeze is starting to slip back, and look at this. Look at Derek Hamill inside, 3 wide. He's going to make it stick, it looks like. He's going to get 2 spots as well. How about that for the Coors Light Chevrolet? Freeze is having a terrible lap. He was 6th at the start of it. Now he's 9th. May lose 10th here. Here's Christian Vargas. Vargas needs this desperately needs to get past the number 9. Griffin Lapel McDermott, look at that. That 22 was loosened up and it has shot away. He's got Nick Breeding with him. Look at all these championship contenders right in a row. Running right here, running 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Vargas was trying to defend from Griffin Lapel McDermott. GLM looks to the inside. He's getting a push from Nick Breeding, who's around James Ellison now. Ellison, after leading, he's got the most lap led bonus, but that's probably going to be, as of right now, he has the most lap led bonus, but it's probably going to be Creature's Comfort, because that number 3 has damaged. That left front is damaged, and it is hurting that race car a lot. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Finguy has stalled to about 18th place, about where he was. The loose condition helped on the restart, but it has not helped since. That 92 needs something desperately to happen if he's going to get up here and fight for the championship. Up front, Vargas and GLM have run down Vince Freeze. Freeze holding the 9th position. Let's see what Vargas and GLM and Breeding can do. Look at the row of championship contenders all right here coming out of turn number 4. Vargas looked, Breeding looked as well. Here goes Vargas to the inside of Freeze into turn number 1. Now, Vince Freeze can be a little patient with these guys. After all, they are all in must-win situations. Vargas, I believe, is in the best spot win-wise. I think he can win. I think he can finish top 5, and Vince Freeze can crash or has to finish dead last. But there's one driver I have not seen. And look at that. Look at that. Lane Sanders and Ben McDonald have run down. They've run down the top 2. Sanders and Ben McDonald, they've shot their cars out of rockets. It looks like Sanders underneath Mac Johnson. He's going to take that lap car. He's going to take the fight to Angel Gutierrez. Sanders, after heartbreak this season, trying to end it on a win as well. But one championship contender I haven't seen. See if he's back here. He's made up spots. It is Alexander Phoenix up to 30th. And is that Asher Eveland? It is. Eveland has fallen. That car is miserable. Eveland says that they might have some kind of issue mechanically, maybe a suspension problem, because that car is just not riding right. So it is slow. That car, I'm looking at the lap times. That 99 has been putting up some pretty slow lap times. Phoenix, though, that car came last out of the pits, has made it up to 31st, but they need another caution. They need something to shake this race up. Up front, Sanders has made it up to Andrew Gutierrez. What can he do? Mac Johnson giving a push along. Ben McDonald has passed Charles Sanford, those two teammates. Sanford going, hey, buddy, if you want to make the move on, go get the win, go ahead. Up front, though, Andrew Gutierrez is your race leader. The right lane. We are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to go for a commercial break one more time in the season. The Right Lane Cup Series finale here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're 73 laps in out of 100, 28 laps to go. We will be right back after this.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Subscribe to Right Lane Cup.
Sunday is race day. That's why the Domino's 555 deal is perfect. 3 medium pizzas for $5 each. I have a pizza here for Mr. Right Lane.
That's mine. You're right. Mine would be the king of Right Lane.
Really? Mine would be for the Emperor of Right Lane.
Mine would be the Czar of Right Lane.
The Grand Poobah of Right Lane.
General Velissimo of Right Lane.
El Presidente de Right Lane.
King Daddy.
You spend the day going in circles. When you earn the right to do one more, that's fuel for the soul.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance: the oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway. 22 laps to go here in the final race of the season. Angel Gutierrez has been leading. This is the Right Lane Cup Series season finale. Gutierrez has been leading for a good chunk of this end of this race, but Lane Sanders has been hounding Gutierrez for much of the end of this race. He might be looking to make a move here. Meanwhile, Ben McDonald had to throw off the bad case of fleas that was Mac Johnson's lapped car. And now he's looking to set sights on the front too, but Sanders is about bump drafting the 58 down the back straightaway. I would hate to see what the combination of coffee and pizza would look like, but we might see it here. Sanders with the run. He might get a run out of the corner, make the move here. There are now 20 laps to go in this race. 20 laps to go in the season. It's anybody's game for the championship. Sanders looks inside. Let's see what he can do. He loses a little ground on Gutierrez. Gutierrez pulls a little bit of the way. Meanwhile, Christian Vargas is your highest championship runner. Nick Breeding, Griffin Label McDermott is back here in holding the 8th spot. Then there's Nick Breeding. Vince Freeze has fallen to 12th. And look who is here. It's Jeffrey Finguy. Jeffrey Finguy, that car has come alive in the long run. Finguy has scooted. He's been putting up some of the fastest lap times out of anybody throughout the race. And now he has his sights set on that number 9. He has to get to about where his teammate, Griffin Label McDermott, is, and he wins the championship. He came into this race 19 points back. He needs to get up to about Christian Vargas's position. That's 6th. Or he could watch as Freeze loses more spots. He will be about 16 points behind if he passes the 9. So we'll see what that does. They're 3 wide in front of them. Some risky racing around Nick Breeding. KJ Hayes. How about KJ Hayes in the 55? Making up some ground, passing the number 54. I'll put Hayes into the top 10. Man, this is some risky racing here. Meanwhile, look at this. Vince Freeze is holding down. That is Nick Breeding. A lot of red cars in this championship. Breeding has started to come over the radio saying the car, they loosened it up a little bit too much. He cannot drive it. But up front, we've had a fight for the lead, it looks like. Look at that, the top 3 separated by half a second. Ben McDonald, what can he do? We know about the story of Ben McDonald. He had a race at Iowa in the bag. He threw it on the last lap, trying to win the race. He wrecked, ironically, Jeffrey Finguy, who was a lapped car, had a lot of jokes made about him for it. Lane Sanders has had a lot of issues this season. He's come close so many times, but his mechanical failures in the mid part of the season have taken him out of this championship run. Both these cars are hungry, but probably not as hungry as Angel Gutierrez. Gutierrez had a strong start to the season. Has faded to the mid-pack during it, and is now in the opportunity of a lifetime to win the first Right Lane Cup Series race. Would be big for that team. Would be big for West Falls Motorsports. That single car outfit, owned by Right Lane Cup Series driver Jeff Bolton, trying to do everything they can do to win this race. Right now, we're on lap 87 out of 100. We are currently 14 laps to go in this race. Sanders trying everything he can do. He ran a little bit higher that time, but Gutierrez ran the blue line and was able to get a little bit of a gap again. Vargas is in 5th position, the highest of the championship contenders. There's Griffin Label McDermott. He's 8th. Meanwhile, look at this back here. Vince Freeze has gone on the defensive mode. He needs to hold back Jeffrey Finguy. He's doing everything he can do to make sure Finguy doesn't pass him, because if Finguy passes him, he might lose the championship, because Finguy could go past several other cars. But I think without a caution, maybe throwing some strategy up, I don't think that they can do anything. So we'll go ahead and run through the field as we're coming to the late stages of this race. Of course, Andrew Gutierrez is your leader. Sanders has been hounding Gutierrez for much of this race. Ben McDonald is 3rd. Charles Sanford is 4th, a good run for them. Christian Vargas is 5th. J.D. Martin, his teammate, is 6th. Derek Hamill, 7th. Griffin Label McDermott's 8th. KJ Hayes is in 9th, a good run for them, as is Luke Evans rounding out your top 10. It's Breeding, Freeze, and Finguy for 11th to 13th. Stephen Colon is in 14th, a good shot for them. Rhodes Gray, your outside pole sitter, is 15th. Here is a pair of Spa cars running 16th and 17th. Dunn LaPrade and Samuel England. Jesse Turner, your pole sitter, is 18th. Zachary Fitzwater is 19th. And Peter Onjak rounds out your top 20. Look who is here. It's Alexander Phoenix. Phoenix's car has come to life, but maybe a little too late in the 22nd place. Wyatt O'Quinn's 23rd. Landon Thomas was 21st. Justin Henley's 24th. DJ Curtis 25th, Henry Thomas 26th, Stanley Andrews 27th, Daniel Voles 28th, James Ellison, that car has fallen off a cliff into 29th. Ryan Griffin holds 30th, will pass Ellison for the 29th spot. There's your last championship contender. Asher Evelyn is 31st, Roger Bishop's 32nd, Taylor Thrace 33rd. Julio Caesar was a contender. He's 35th, a disaster for them. There's Mitchell Carter, Chris Martins, Jeff Bolton. Last week's winner is 37th. Nicky Martinez, 38th. Ryan Reed's 39th, and Logan Cloud's 40th. We're now 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go in the race. Gutierrez has held Sanders and McDonald at bay. Gutierrez now beginning to gap the 0-1 and the 16. This could be huge for that team, trying everything they can do. Martin has gotten past his teammate Vargas, probably knowing that it's a little too late, but Vargas lunges it into turn number 3, going around the number 66. Look at Vargas, he's back to 5th spot. Meanwhile, Freeze has been passed by Jeffrey Finguy. This might give that team a little bit of concern because Stephen Colon is there, so is Rhodes Gray. They could pass the number 9, and Finguy could pass the 54. That would make it within, I believe, 6 points. Looking at the monitor, yes, with that potential scenario, it would make it 6 points between the 92 and the 9 if that happened. Cologne looking to the inside of the 9. Freeze, his car has tightened up, he said over the radio. They're trying to tell him to baby at home. Trying to block the 19 is what they said. Make sure nobody passes. But man, he is making it hard for Cologne. Cologne dives, ducks, dips, looks to the inside. Because mind you, if Freeze gets put to the outside, he might lose a lot of spots. Because the 19 is there. There's Rhodes Gray, Dunlap Pratt, and Samuel England, Jesse Turner. That's back to 18th spot. Finguy, meanwhile, has moved. He's moving on Nick Breeding into turn number 1. Breeding through a block. It's 6 laps to go in the race. These two desperately, Breeding needs this as much as Finguy does, but I believe he is still in a must-win. They're hoping for problems, but Vince Freeze ran the top in 1 and 2 and pulled away from Stephen Colon. Finguy, meanwhile, has lost touch with Nick Breeding. With 5 to go. Finguy needs a miracle. So does Breeding. But if anything were to happen right now to the points leader, Finguy would be your champion. Finguy is not far back enough for Vargas to do anything, though he has moved himself into 4th, excuse me. Griffin Lapel McDermott, same deal. He was a must-win after and beating everybody else in points. That is not going to happen. With 4 to go, Sanders and McDonald might have lose all their stuff as Angel Gutierrez is now leading. James Ellison, we were told, may get the most lap led bonus. It'll come down very close. Coming to 3 laps to go in the season. Does Sanders have anything for Gutierrez? He gained a 10th that time. He's got to try anything he can do. But meanwhile, they're saying we need to keep looking back because Cologne is back on the 9. Freeze needs to be absolutely careful. As we're coming to 2 laps to go, GLM moves into the 8th spot past Charles Sanford. Sanders, he gained a little bit more that time, but he only has 2 laps to run the 58 down. Let's see what's going to happen. I believe Freeze might have this championship in the bag. As we come down the back straight, we're coming to the white flag this time by. Sanders tried something. He ran a little bit lower. He ran a little bit higher. He's trying everything he can do. White flag, 1 lap to go for Angel Gutierrez, West Falls Motorsports. We've got a problem. Henley on pit lane. They didn't fill that car up with gas, they said. Coming through 1 and 2 for the final time. Sanders, his first Right Lane Cup Series win is in dismay. Ben McDonald had a problem as well. Ben McDonald ran out of fuel. Fuel might be a problem. But coming through 3 and 4, Angel Gutierrez brings Dunkin' Donuts to victory lane. Gutierrez will win here at Charlotte. Sanders second. But coming out of turn number 4, there is your champion. Vince Freeze is the first Right Lane Cup Series champion. Congratulations to that team. Second in points, there's Jeffrey Finguy. Third in points, Christian Vargas. Fourth in points, Nick Breeding. Fifth in points, I believe that'll be Griffin Label McDermott. But Vince Freeze is your first champion of the Right Lane Cup Series. Congratulations to the 58 team of Angel Gutierrez on the win. But Vince Freeze is your first winner, and I can't believe I'm saying this. A hearty job for them. Where did Phoenix finish? Alexander Phoenix, I believe, may have been one of the cars out of gas. There's Ben McDonald. But for Angel Gutierrez, a huge win for them. And for several other drivers, heartbreak. Championship heartbreak. That is one of the worst feelings you can feel as a driver. But for Vince Freeze and that team, this is a huge accomplishment for them. They won the first race of the season. They won the first ever Right Lane Cup Series race. They won it at Daytona. They ran in dominating style. And now they have won again. A huge milestone for that team. And for Jeffrey Finguy, Finguy ran this race smart. He was given bad cards. He played them the best he could. But ultimately, he came up short. We're doing the math. He came up short 14 points. 14 points separated your first championship here in the Right Lane Cup Series. An amazing first season for this organization. Amazing racing, close quarters action, thrilling finishes, shocking moments. This will round out your championship here in the Right Lane Cup Series. Congratulations to the 58 team, Angel Gutierrez, West Falls Motorsports, and an even bigger congratulations to Vince Freeze, Flex Tools, Dormer Security, Ford, and Fitzwater Australia Racing on their first Right Lane Cup Series championship. We'll get you results here shortly, and thank you all so much for watching this amazing season. We hope to see you all next season for more great racing.